Hello, listen to me. I don't have enough time to say this. I'm only going to say this once. Something's missing and I can't find it right now. So, if you could if you could just try to listen and understand. Oh, sorry. I found the light switch. Hi all. This is Cop Knight speaking. I hope you guys are well. Sorry for the brief startlement. I just decided to do something that I didn't really ever do before. Sorry. Well, this video isn't going to be about an update, but about a pep talk. It talks about, well, bashing, smashing, self-confidence, etc., etc. A few days ago, I had a very interesting experience or a conflict. I wouldn't want to say conflict. Um, on my Facebook page, I was I was on a page that talked about beauty diversity. Now, for the sake of not wanting to cause drama, I'm not going to mention that woman's name or identity because I don't want to cause any certain problems. But this particular lady was all about beauty diversity in the sense of body size, body color, age, gender, sexual orientation, etc. And that was a very beautiful thing, and I respected her for that. But a few days ago, she showed a picture of two women wearing the exact same dress, except the only difference is that one was comparatively heavier and one was very slender, almost to the point of being anorexic. She often said that most people would prefer the anorexic person over the healthy person because of the media and society standards of today. And she had a point. Most people would probably prefer the slender person over the heavier person as the society dictates us in what is beautiful and what is not. And often at times I'd often ask myself that what would we think if society did not tell us what was right or wrong or what was ugly or beautiful? That is something to ponder. After that, another person gave a comment on this lady's page saying that I have often seen people from heavier, like sized, which champion heavier people, often bash people who are of a thinner structure. Pretty much people belonging to fat sites bashing people who are thin. No disrespect intended. And likewise, there are people who belong to thin sites who take pleasure in bashing people who are fatter. Also, no intensive offense. But this person or the administrator of this page um, got, for some reason, got very emotional and very irritated on the subject. The admin said that was very emotional. She said it was one-sided, saying that only people who were slender would bash those who were heavier, and it was impossible for people who were heavier to bash thinner people. After that, she quickly banned that particular person who made the comment from her page. I thought it was very shocking because the admin always was very open-minded and she would never let anyone's comments trouble her. But today, or yesterday, it was just not the case for the admin. So I specifically wrote to the admin saying that, look, I know you are right about this. Society tends to favor something which seems more idealistic, such as someone who is slender, over someone who tends to be a bit more heavier. I know that is true. It's not the right thing to do, but it is what it is. And you technically can't change that. You can only learn to either adjust it or learn to dance to the beat of your own drum. I also mentioned, very politely as I'm speaking now, that you're going to have a lot of people who disagree with you. But you cannot afford to throw a temper tantrum every time. You must pull your head up out of the dirt and be stronger. Another thing I also mentioned to her, and people of the thinner community, people of the heavier community, please don't take this into offense. I've noticed a lot of heavy people, I won't mention their names, who tend to pick on skinnier people for either being too, or thought to be too frigid or fragile or weak, etc., etc., whereas the heavier people are considered to be the more powerful. etc., which is not always the case. I've seen people who had slender bodies but with dominant personalities, and I've seen a lot of heavier people who've had more submissive personalities, etc. Needless to say, when I posted my comment on the admin's page of Beauty Diversity, a few moments later she just banned me too. I mean, for what? It wasn't like I was telling her go fuck yourself. I was basically saying that she shouldn't feel so emotional just because someone else disagreed with her. But you're gonna have people like that in the world. Often, and please, people who are either heavier or thinner, don't take this in offense, but sometimes I often get the idea that these websites that sometimes praise people for being either too heavy or too lean, sometimes I wonder, are they only saying this because they want a reason not, they're looking for a motivation or a reason or an excuse not to change themselves or admit that they might have a problem? Are the people of the heavier society only saying, be proud of being heavy, be proud of what you are, because they're actually proud of it, or they actually just have given up on the hope of ever becoming of a more normal weight? No offense to anyone, I'm not trying to offend anyone, I'm just trying to ask ourselves that, what is the actual truth? Do we really accept ourselves of being heavy? Or are we only saying that because we feel that there's no hope of us ever getting a little bit more slender? And likewise to the slender people, who I've known some people who tried to gain weight because they were so slender that whatever they wore basically fell off them, or they had other personal health problems. Are they accepting themselves so slender because they can never ever be in a position where they can gain a few pounds for whatever reason they want? I mean, why are we really doing this? And people who wish to lose weight, are we really wanting to lose weight because we want to, or because we feel burdened or pressurized by our family, friends, society, etc.? Likewise for guys or girls who want to build their muscles, are they really doing it because they want to do it, or is it because they're feeling pressurized to do it? These are the type of things we need to ask ourselves. Whatever we do in life, we should do it because we want to do it, not because someone else is making us do it. I know in the case of my own mom, who needs to reduce her weight because of her heart. She won't do it because she personally likes to look a little bit slender or different. She's only doing it because the doctor says it'll save her life, and she's doing a very good job of it. Hell, she loses weight faster than I do, and she doesn't put half the effort as I do. But God, that's a blessing for her, and I hope she's happy with that. But the point is, what is going around us? Why are all these strange vibrations happening? What is the motivation of what we do upon what we are doing? Another thing is, why do we feel the need to bash each other? Heavier people, why do you sometimes feel the need to bash people who are comparatively smaller than you? Because I've seen and listened to people who participate in heavy websites to become models, etc., etc., but they are rejected because they might be comparatively smaller than what the standards are and they need to get bigger. Or the people who are bigger decide to change their eating habits and get smaller, and then they are rejected because they are seen by the maybe producers or leaders of the, say, plus size community modeling as a traitor. Whereas slender people, the particular slender people who like to bash others who are heavier than them, why do you feel the need to bash? It doesn't make you any better. Calling someone fat doesn't make you thinner. And calling someone weak and frigid and frail doesn't make you any better. It makes you both the same. We need to learn to stick together, regardless of our gender, religion, sexual orientation, etc., and age, and that too. We all need to stick together instead of bashing each other just because of our minor differences, just because we might have different hair color, different bone density, a different religion, Allah, Jesus, Bhagwan, Anton LaVey, etc. Difference of education. Just because my cousin might have a PhD and I might have a bachelor's, that doesn't make her better than me. It only proves that she spent more time on that subject than I did. There's no superiority whatsoever. The only thing that's actually superior is how you treat others. You're more superior to a person than to another person if you treat other people with kindness and respect, rather than a person being a jerk to everybody. You see? That's basically all I really wanted to talk about, because it was a very interesting topic. It was a very interesting conflict in my mind, and I just wanted to sort of discuss it. Even though it wasn't in a proper order, it wasn't really in a proper order and sequence, as you've noticed. But it is something that we should ponder upon. Why, instead of encouraging each other, are we just bashing each other? Have we really let survival of the fittest, dog eat dog, bitch eat bitch, really rule our mind? Have we taken that principle that literally? That we literally are eating each other? Is it like what in the movie The Dark Knight, the Joker says, these decent individuals, when the chips are down, they eat each other. And when he said to Batman, these people only respect you right now just because they need you. Once you're done, they'll cast you out like a leper. To them, you're just like me, a freak. Or, I'm not a bad guy, I'm just ahead of the curve. Sorry. But you see what I mean. The society, in other words. I just thought I would make this video in order to give you guys of the WLS something to ponder about. It's not necessarily related to weight loss. It could be anything. Weight loss, education, skin complexion, religious knowledge. There's such a multitude that this topic can apply to. It can be endless. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. One more thing to add. Regardless of what anyone says or does, and regardless of what anyone says about you, don't take it to heart and don't believe it. Even if your own mother says something to you, don't take it to heart. Because only you know you. Only you can be you. I know a person whose mom would often criticize her and say, oh, my own mother, your grandmother, was such a great, wonderful person. I couldn't be like her. And daughter, you couldn't be like her either. You can't be like your mother. You can't be like your father. You can only be you. And nobody else. Like the song says, only you can be you, only I can be me. You always want to be what you're not. Can't you be happy with what you've got? You're perfect the way you are, with your insecurities, faults, and scars, etc. Be true to yourself. Depend upon yourself. Don't fish for compliments. Don't always look for others for approval, because sometimes you may not always get the answer you want to hear. Only you know what you are on the inside. What others think is immaterial. Always have faith in yourself. Peace.